Okay, everybody, this is Tasha, the Crafty Kraut. I did a cookie dipping video yesterday, and now I'm about to wash my hands real quick again. I am going to show you how I do my stencils. This is the first time I'm ever doing silk screen. So I have my stuff set up here. I have my silk screen that I made today. I didn't have any frosted or clear vinyl, so I just used white with the stencil. And then I did a test on here. So what you do is you get a clipboard and you get a piece of, this is a cookie bag. And then I just have this little thing on here for non-slip. And this is chocolate, not chocolate, but black frosting. I disinfected everything. And then what you're going to do to do a sample is you're going to put your cookie here and you're going to put a blank cookie bag on top of it, clip to the board. And then you're going to put your silk screen down and you're going to do a silk screen. You're going to do the stencil and then you'll have it as a template. So when you put your cookies on there, you can line it up. Hopefully you can see this. You can line it up good. I'm kind of at a weird angle. All right. And then you are going to, let me grab another napkin. All right. Grab some napkins. All right. So I already did that. So I'm going to fold it back and I'm going to put my silk screen down. And then I'm just going to take some frosting and I'm going to put it on there. That is a little wet. I don't want it wet. And then I'm just going to make sure my whole screen is covered with frosting. And then I'm just going to scrape it away. That's C, I don't think. Okay. All right. You want to make sure that it looks clean, that you don't see any buildup on the letters. And then what I do is I have this. Just get a bowl or something that you can just scrape it on. So I'll have a bowl and I'll just scrape it on the excess onto here. And I have a sponge just for my cookies. And now I'm going to peel it back slowly and then you have your cookie. It's perfect. Okay, so that was one. I have to use my reach. All right, so now you're just going to put your cookie back, same spot. You can put your sample on here. I'm going to zoom in some so you can see. So you're going to have your sample there. And this will start getting built up with frosting. And I'll show you what I do with that too. You really don't need a ton of frosting. And again, you want to make sure you cover your entire silk screen with a royal icing and then you scrape it off. All right, and you can see it's pretty clean. There's no buildup anywhere. And then this is all the frosting I have left. I probably don't need to use as much. Okay, and then you're going to peel it back slowly, and then there you go. I know my rules, my R is not perfect, but I think it's fine. I think it'll be okay. My husband's like, it's not big enough. And I'm like, hey, it's a cookie. So, and I try to redo it, and then the whole stencil was like smaller. I don't know, it was weird. So I just figured I'd stick with it. All right, and again, I got it all cleared off. All right, I got all this. You can actually use, if you want, two spatulas, so you have a clean one, you could just wipe it totally off. And that might be a little wet, so I don't know. All right, let's peel it back and see what we got. Pretty good. I mean, that's pretty good. You don't have to do the bridge stuff. I do not like that. And then sometimes the plastic gets stuck and you tear it. Oh, God, it's such a pain. All right, let's do another one. Oh, man, I should have cleaned off my spatula. That's okay. So I'm going to make sure you get all the, okay, and then you scrape it off good. All right, and that looks pretty good. And then you'll kind of feel when your silk screen gets dirty, and I'll show you what I do. Okay, it's starting to run a little bit. So here's how I clean mine. I don't like working with black frosting. Okay. So, all right, so here's the silk screen, right? I have a sponge underneath here, a damp sponge, and then I have the sponge, which I just used for my spatula. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, my vinyl for my silk screen is on the bottom. So I just clean that off like so. And then I'm going to get another piece of tissue paper, and then I just, again, it's wet. I could probably make it wetter. All right, and then that's clean, and I didn't even have to take it off of my clipboard. That way I don't have to line it back up. So then I just make sure it's nice and dry, both sides. Here, make sure that's nice and dry. Okay. And then we'll do another. Okay, looks pretty good. Oh, I probably need to clean that. So this is the very first time I'm ever doing silk screen, and I really, really like it. Look at that. All right, and then you just keep on keeping on. If anybody has any other tips, I'd love to hear them. I will order some frosted vinyl to do other silk screens from now on. But, I mean, this works because you have the template. So, I mean, look at that. How cute is that? And then you kind of zip through these pretty quick. And I was thinking about doing 2 silk screens so I can just switch them out while one's drying, but this actually works pretty good with the sponge, just cleaning it so you don't have to take it off of the clipboard. All right, and then a nice clean streak. All right, and we're gonna, it's like, what do you do with all this frosting on the side of a plate? I don't know. I hope this angle is still good. Look at that. How cute. Oh, sorry. Oh my goodness. I hope I had this in the right thing. So there we go. I'll do another one. And you want to make sure, I'm trying to think of consistency wise, it's not stiff consistency like you would do a regular stencil. It's not a stiff one. It's I don't know how to explain it. I'll show you the consistency later on. I'm not quite sure how long these take to dry. I wouldn't think they take too long to dry because it's really such a small amount of frosting. I didn't clean it off. Make sure you clean off your spatula in between. Some people like to use metal spatulas. I tried to use a stiff plastic one, and it did not work for me. Somebody suggested these little spatulas, just little flexible ones that you can get pretty much anywhere, and that really works really great. Look how cute! Some of my rounds are not really round, but they kind of look like eggs. And you really do not need a lot of icing. I mean, look at all that I'm scraping off. I wonder how, and I might test one later. That S got a little runny, so I think what I'll do is clean my screen again. I'll do one more and see how. All right, we're going to do one more and see how. See, there's a fuzz from the silk screen. So just see, it's kind of fuzzy. So just make sure you kind of keep an eye out so you're not. They're like, I guess, furs from the material. Right. All right. I don't know if that was smart going the opposite direction. We'll see. Uh-oh. See, look. I mean, it's still okay, the S, but I think it is time to clean it. And I need to clean this sponge too. Okay. My sponges are clean. All right, and we're going to do it again. We're going to just clean that off. Put a paper towel down. And now clean this off. I'm going to make this wet, a little wetter. I have a damp paper cloth here too. Sponge. I don't know if anybody else goes through sponges like I do. I mean, not sponges, paper towels, but I'm trying to, use a sponge instead, but I don't know. I just always seem to grab my paper towel. All right, so then you want to just make sure that's nice and dry. Okay. All right, and now I'm going to put this sponge in here. I'm just going to wrap it up in here. So that way when you fold it over, it kind of has a little moisture so the frosting doesn't crust. See if I'm still lined up okay. All right, so there we go. I do that again. And there's another silk, the little string from the silk. So somebody said, you can see it all here, but somebody said if you cut it right along there, then it will prevent it from fraying. So I'll probably do that. All right. And this silk screen material is called 110 mesh silk screen. And I mean, I like it. It's pretty cool, All right, just put that one there. Another one. Okay. There we go. And one more. All right. All right, scrape it off real good. Sure there's nothing left behind. Because if you see anything left behind, then that'll kind of be gross. All right, there we go. All right, thanks for watching. I hope this helped. If you have any questions, just leave a comment below and I will try to answer it. If you have any other tips that makes it easier, leave a comment as well.